This is the ICC podcast. Hello and welcome to our fourth ICC podcast. My name is David, I'm the host, and today I will meet Dajana. Dajana is a friend of mine. We have known each other for 3 years now. We both worked in Apple in customer service, and Dajana, she has a very interesting story to tell. She quit her job in January 2018 to start a new life as an online entrepreneur. And what exactly she does, she will tell you in this podcast. So if you feel a little bit like Dajana felt a year ago, if you feel like breaking out of the hamster wheel, then you should definitely listen to Dajana and take notes, because she knows really how it goes. Hi Dajana, it's great talking to you so shortly after your travels. Welcome back to Europe. So how would you sum up your experience, your latest experience?
The experience traveling?
Yeah.
Well, I've been away for 10 months.
Yeah.
And the only reason I'm back now is because I promised I'd be home for Christmas.
Yeah.
I wanted to be home for Christmas. But yeah, Southeast Asia is incredible.
Yeah.
It has its charm. It also has its downfalls, but I've definitely experienced it fully, I'd say.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been to Malaysia, Thailand, Singapore, spent a long time in Indonesia.
Yeah.
Been to Vietnam. And each country has, their own cultural aspects. Certain things that they all share, like they don't really care much for physical safety.
For what? For which safety?
Physical safety.
Physical
like
safety.
A lot of places when you go to visit, there's just no safety measures in place. It's really dangerous.
Yeah.
They're also, not all of them, but overall, it's quite cheap. There are certain countries that are more expensive, but overall, Southeast Asia is still quite cheap, but tourism is increasing the price in certain places and has increased the price, so depending on where you go. But what I prefer to do is to get off the grid and not go to the places that are extremely touristy, because even though I suppose I fall under the category of tourist when I travel, I freaking hate tourists. Mm-hmm. I hate the typical tourists, so I try to avoid them as much as I can. Mm. But the people are generally absolutely beautiful. They're so open and welcoming, and there is, of course, exceptions. I must say that I spent a long time in Chiang Mai, and it's a digital nomad hub. There's tons and tons of entrepreneurs and travelers and people that do what I do, but because of that, I had the feeling that a lot of locals kind of resent us.
Yeah.
So that is the vibe that I would get there, and it was a great place to be for a couple of months, but I wouldn't go back there. I wouldn't.
Yeah?
No, because I also have this thing where I don't want to go back to a place I've already been. Not to live anyway. I don't want to. I just want to, because I've experienced that now, and the next place where I live, I want it to be somewhere I haven't lived before. Mm-hmm. And, take in that culture or those habits of those people that live there.
Yeah.
Southeast Asia is amazing. But yeah, it can sometimes be tricky to navigate between the extreme tourism. Mm-hmm. Bali, for example, not my favorite. Yeah. Really not my favorite. Everyone is raving about Bali, but it's just, there's, if you go to the west coast of Bali, it is literally just I don't know, some sort of coast of California. It's so western. It's so touristy. There's nothing there of Balinese culture.
So literally. It could have been Miami, or it could have been any other beach.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, exactly. It's like that, and people go there because it's cheaper than Miami.
Yeah.
But other than that, I travel not to... I don't travel for that aspect of it. I travel to really submerge myself in the culture and learn something about a new country and their habits and all that stuff, and go on hikes and experience the beautiful nature that they have there. But the west coast of Bali is just completely ruined by tourism.
Yeah.
And it has nothing of Balinese culture, and it's just hard. It gets harder and harder to find the true Balinese culture still on Bali. So to experience what Bali used to be before tourism, you have to go like to the east side of Indonesia and go to like Lombok and Flores, where it's a lot harder to get around.
Yeah.
But you still have that rugged beauty and so much less tourism and stuff like that. So I prefer that. And of course, Bali is a lot easier to live if you are looking for a location to stay longer. But if you're just traveling, like I'm not a big fan. And people usually don't get that. But of course, people travel for different reasons. If you have a family and you're looking for like an escape, a holiday, Bali is great.
Yeah.
If not, it depends. It depends on what you're looking for.
And I heard something similar. They said that actually Bali has lost its charm, or at least some parts of Bali. I don't know if you're talking about the same parts, but it's probably now very westernized by travelers, by people who travel on a budget, or by this Bali has become so popular, so famous. It's a paradise for surfers and paradise probably as well for digital nomads, as you consider yourself. So therefore, it's not. Yeah, it has transformed into something else probably. But I can't. I'm not in a position to judge this, as I haven't been there myself. But interestingly, you're not the first who's telling this actually.
I think it started with the Australians. Like Australian people, and especially young people, like teens and stuff, they go to the west coast of Bali to get absolutely shit-faced and hammered. Yeah. It's like their party place. They leave Australia. It's a very short flight. It's like 2 or 3 hours.
It's like Ibiza or Mallorca for us.
Exactly. Or like people in the Netherlands, they all go to Spain or Costa Rica to get drunk. But whenever you are in the West Coast, even if you're staying at a hostel, you're going to be sharing a hostel with drunk Australians most of the time. I don't know. Like, some people enjoy that. I'm way past the stage where I enjoy getting drunk and going out. Like, I'm an old lady.
Well, you're 27 and you consider yourself as an old lady. That's amazing.
I have an old mental age, you know?
Well, what was it the time in Cork that's aged you so fast? Was it the cubicle in this toxic place where you used to work? Oh, no, I'm just kidding.
No, I've always been. People have always told me that I'm older than my age, or mature for my age, I guess. But there's two sides of me. There's the old granny, and then there's the childlike me that still loves to, like, have fun. And I get joy from the small things in life, but I guess of my experiences, and I've gone through all that. I've gone through like the party phase, the getting fucking shit faced. I've done that for so long. I started drinking when I was like 15. And when I moved to Ireland, it hit a peak at some point because I really like whiskey, and whiskey is quite a strong drink.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, it's not good. I think my wake-up call was when I had to get some skin removed to see if I had skin cancer. And I was like always sick. I constantly had migraines. I was feeling absolutely shit physically and mentally.
When you lived in Ireland, when you worked at this place, before you traveled, before you did this.
Exactly.
Okay.
I was in the 9 to 5, and I was really miserable, and I needed that wake up call to kind of decide that things needed to change, and I didn't know how I was going to change them yet, but I was adamant to change it. So yeah.
So you quit drinking at all?
Yeah, I think there was a full year that I was living in Ireland that I didn't drink at all. I just completely quit. The last time in Ireland that I got drunk was on my leaving party when I was leaving the country. Yeah. So, but I feel a lot better physically. I feel a lot better mentally not drinking. So I stopped drinking. I started eating healthier. I started working out. I started focusing on the things that made me happy, that I knew made me happy. So I involved children in my life. So I started volunteering with this organization, this Irish organization, Foroiga.
Which organization?
Foroiga.
Okay.
It's an Irish,
Yeah.
spelled a little funny.
And could you tell us a bit about this organization?
Yeah, so it's a non-profit organization that focuses on Irish young people, basically, and there's different parts of the organization. So there's, for example, a part that focuses on getting locations to organize events and parties for local children, and then there's also a Big Brother Big Sister program, and that was the one that I was part of. So I became a big sister or a mentor for this little handicapped girl, and I met her every week for at least an hour, and we would go out and we would do things because she didn't go out very much, and she needed an adult friend who wasn't family, basically, to help her grow.
Yeah.
And it can be for example, I had a handicapped little girl, but there's other children that, for example, come from alcoholic parents or abusive parents, or there's tons of backgrounds that they can have, and you can offer as a volunteer. You go through training and everything, and then offer to be basically a big brother or big sister for a kid for a year or longer if you want to. And it's such a beautiful organization. I was also involved in their council. They have a national council, and they meet every 2 or 3 months, I think. There is also different subcategories within the National Council, but they're the non-profit organization mostly exists out of volunteers. They would not be able to run without volunteers.
Yeah.
If you're a volunteer, it means that you are offering your time in exchange for not money, but just because you want to do this. You're doing it out of the love and passion that you have for the goal that the nonprofit has.
Yeah.
And everyone involved was just so passionate about helping children, about making a difference. They also have a leadership program that they do every year. Where there's a couple of hundred kids that go through, it's kind of I don't know if it's a camp, but it's an event because I haven't been, but it's a couple of days, and there's workshops and lectures and stuff like that kind of push young children to become leaders in their own life, instead of in Ireland, alcoholism is a big problem. Alcohol is such an integrated thing of their culture.
Yeah,
so instead of the children going towards alcohol and drugs like maybe their parents did, for them to take control of their own life and do things differently and actually embrace their potential. They were struggling with funding when I was there, but I think they've managed to get some donations because the government cut what they were offering them a year. They cut that, and then they actually had to fire a lot of people and cut their pay. The paid employees, their pay was cut in half couple of years ago, 4 years ago.
So, okay, I thought they only had volunteers, but they have also employees.
Not only volunteers, but the majority of people working with them are volunteers. There's still a small percentage of staff that gets paid regularly, but most people are volunteers. But so the staff, they took such a big pay cut, but they're still working, Imagine your pay being cut in half, but you actually love your work so much that you continue. That's I don't know, that's dedication. That's when you know that you love your job and that you actually want to be doing that, and it's beautiful. I tried to stay involved while I was traveling, but it's really difficult.
So who's now looking after this little girl?
She, for a while, after we said goodbye, she didn't have a replacement. She wasn't sure if she wanted one. But she started seeing another girl as a big sister a couple of months ago, and she seems happy with her. So we're still in touch. We're chatting on WhatsApp and stuff. So.
You even managed to stay in touch during your travels or after leaving Ireland.
She's pretty good with social media. Well, not pretty good with. She's active, so she has my WhatsApp and she messages me. She's a sweetheart because she's basically she's turning 18.
Okay, well, I said little girl, so that's actually not correct.
No, she's turning 18, but mentally she's not 18. You know what I mean? She's not a normal 18-year-old. She's not at that level of social interactions or she's very smart.
Yeah.
She's very intelligent, but she's not in social situations an 18-year-old. She's not a regular 18-year-old.
Mm-hmm.
So to me, she's still a little girl, you know, even though she might be physically 18, but she doesn't look like it or act.
When did you actually start doing volunteering in Cork? So, when did you decide to do something else apart from your 9-to-5 job?
I think I started my training with them to become a volunteer in August 2016.
Yeah.
I think.
Mm-hmm.
I had to do the training for like 2 months or something, and then you had to go through the vetting, and you had to like get all the social proof that you're able to work for children.
Mm-hmm.
You have to be in Ireland, because that was my problem. I moved to Ireland and I actually wanted to do this or do something involved with children because I love working with kids, but they didn't allow me do that because I had to be in the country for at least 1 year until I could get the proof from the police that, you know, I'm not a crazy person.
So, if I get you right, your aim to come to Cork was not particularly to work for Apple. Your aim was volunteering.
No, I was just looking to volunteer next to the. I've always enjoyed volunteering. Like before I came to Ireland, I was volunteering at a daycare for nearly a year.
Yeah.
And I loved that a lot, and it makes me really happy to be able to be surrounded by children. They're so pure, and so I don't know. They're so much better than adults. No offense, but they're really like intuitive and pure, and they actually it can be exhausting because especially in daycare we sometimes had like over 20 kids, and it's a lot to handle. But I'd still go home feeling energized, physically tired, but energized because the kids they give you this energy. And and I was an au pair before I moved to Ireland. I was living in Italy for a year.
For a year?
In Sardinia. And my idea back then was I wanted to earn some money to do another master's degree. I was thinking the way
another master degree apart from your master in psychology. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, 2 degrees. I have a bachelor and a master's.
Yeah.
And I wanted to get another one.
Yeah.
Because I wanted actually to get specialized in developmental psychology so I could work with kids. But it was more, back then I was still thinking along the lines of the way that society wants you to think, the way that even my parents were telling me to think, you have to get a degree and then use that degree to get a job because there's nothing else. There's no other options. You're not told that there's other options.
Yeah.
And then, I knew that there were people that started businesses, but I was like, there's no way on hell that I could do that because I don't know how.
Yeah.
So I never thought that way, and it took me a long, long, long time to actually look into learning how to do that myself. But yeah, when I was in Ireland, the mum of the au pair kid told me that Ireland is a really good country to earn fast money because the taxes are low.
Yeah.
So I just put my CV online, and then I got approached by Apple. Worst decision of my life.
Are you sure?
I've learned a lot.
Yeah.
But I think the biggest lesson I've learned is what I don't want to do. I learned that it makes me really, really unhappy to work in an office, do a job I'm not passionate about.
Yeah.
And the biggest problem wasn't the job. This is what I always tell people. The job is fucking easy. It's the management that is the problem.
So what was your job actually? Well, I know this, but I'm asking for the few who are listening.
I was a customer relations advisor. So most of the time you're on the phone answering calls from people that have some sort of problem that can't be fixed by technical support or any of the other departments. So mostly not happy people. But, I've got 2 psychology degrees. It's not that difficult to deal with people on the phone. Turn that around. The problem is that you're being treated like nothing but a number Your opinion doesn't really matter, even though they ask for feedback, they never really do something with it.
Yeah.
The unfair treatment, the preferential treatment, like, I can keep going. It's just, the management was the problem. The job itself, it's a job. It's not something I was happy doing.
Yeah.
But it was easy. It wasn't difficult. It's everything else that made it difficult.
Yeah. Oh yes. I wholeheartedly agree. It's definitely not the job that makes this place so toxic, so unbearable. It's the lacking leadership, the vicious management that micromanages you so much, which limits you in your decision taking. And I must say, it's definitely by far the most uninspiring place I have ever worked.
Yeah, and the problem was as well that when I've made good friends in that job, and you're one of them, but you know how it is when you're surrounded by people that have a certain mindset, and you're not like that, and you have a different mindset, and you think bigger, and you think differently, and you're constantly surrounded with people that are negative. When I was telling people that I was going to start working online, or I was going to try this out, 90% of the people that I talked to told me that I was crazy. And it's those 10%, if even that many, that I've kept around. You know, it's that type of people. And then once you make that shift from the employee mindset to actually being an entrepreneur and thinking differently, everything changes. And when you surround yourself with people that are like that, you lift each other up, and it's just mind-blowing how different things are. And you change your environment, and when you change the people that you surround yourself with, that you talk to, I mean, think of it like from the same perspective as like having a kid and teaching the kid like how the world works. If it comes to you and it says, hey, I want to try this out, and you're a parent and you tell them that's never going to work, how is that kid going to feel, and what is it going to do? What is it going to learn? Instead, if the kid comes to you and it says, I want to try this, and you're like, oh my God, that's awesome. How are you going to do this? Do you need any help? Like, that kid, the way that it's going to think and do things is going to be a lot more, how do you say that? It's going to take initiative. It's going to like start thinking more ideas, thinking broader, thinking more creatively. So it's the same for adults. Like, obviously, when you're a kid, if you have parents that do the second scenario, you're going to have a freaking awesome time. But it's the same for adults. So if you stop surrounding yourself with the type A people and you start surrounding yourself with type B people are going to be uplifting. They're going to actually like inspire you to be more creative. You're going to learn so much from them and do things your own way, because it bothers me so much that kids nowadays are not inspired to do things their own way. They're all just told to do like the society's freaking hamster wheel of go to school, get a degree, get a job, work the job, try to get higher up in your career, work most of your life, find a boyfriend or girlfriend, get married, have kids, then die. What the fuck? And this is like, ever since I was in high school, it always freaked me out, but I was like, there's no other way, I have to do this. But in the back of my head, I was like, I don't know how I'm going to do that. It's literally like giving me anxiety to think about having to spend how many years in one job, or doing like constantly trying to get higher up in my career. So
actually this anxiety helped you to go this route at the end. But kind of like there was a transition. You worked in this place for, I think, nearly 3 years. And then you learned that there's actually something else, or another way how to live. So you know that this exists, but this is actually not a fantasy, that these things are doable, not only for celebrities. So what was the initiative, or when did you decide that I want to do this, that I want to leave this life behind, this 9-to-5 hamster wheel? What was the turning point for you? Or when were you 100% sure that you really want to do this and that you quit your job?
Well, there was a series of events that happened. So there was a point in Ireland when I actually deleted most of my social media.
Mm-hmm.
And I even deleted WhatsApp and stuff. People were actually only able to contact me in certain ways if I was behind my laptop because I was getting really stressed out. And then after I got over that, I started like installing things again, but really limiting my use. And I installed Instagram because people were using it a lot. It was like a visual type of thing, and I really liked taking pictures. So I wouldn't call myself a photographer at all, but I enjoyed using my phone to take pictures of like hikes and nature and whatnot. And I thought it would be fun to post that stuff on Instagram, so I started doing that. Yeah, I was posting my stuff on Instagram, like my travels, because not that I was able to travel a lot, much as I could, whether it was in Ireland or going on short trips or whatever. So I would post my travels on Instagram. And then there was a girl who was following me for a while, and she contacted me, and she said, I really like your stuff, and I think you would be really good as a social media influencer or a marketer.
Who was she?
That's a girl, she's called Jade. She actually helped me learn a lot of the stuff that I know today. And she was already working online for a little over a year at the time, and she was selling a course of her own to teach people how to do that. And I was like, everything she was telling me, she was like traveling and doing all the stuff that I was dreaming of doing, but I was like, I'm not sure if I can. So it was like the mindset, the first thing that was stopping me from doing it was me. Like I just didn't think I could do it. I was like, maybe that's possible for you, but I don't think it's possible. And it took me weeks.
I think this is what many people think. So they think, okay, well, this is doable for someone else or for this particular person, but this person is not me, so how can I do this?
Exactly, because they think that these people that they are following that are doing these things, that they have some sort of superpowers or some special things that you don't have, but it's not true. So I was talking to her for weeks, and I was like, the longer I talked to her, the harder it got to ignore the possibility. You know, I was like trying to ignore it and just go on with my life, but I was so fucking miserable in my life that I couldn't stop thinking, you know, about what would be possible. And it actually, in retrospect, took me way too long to actually say yes to that opportunity and to start educating myself, because it's no different from going to university and getting a degree and knowing and learning how to do something. There is no fucking difference, except that this course was online and it was part of a university, right? So, of course, you have to be careful with what courses you buy.
Has dropped for a second. So, you said you have to be careful with the courses you buy.
Yeah. You have to, like, there are so many courses out there. And one of the reasons, so the educational platform that I'm with now, Summit Affiliate, one of the reasons that we put all of our experience and expertise together on this platform is because we got so fucking frustrated. There are so many courses out there. Like, different people offer different courses. Most of the time, they only give you like a sliver of what you need to actually be successful with whatever they're teaching. They give you like the littlest bit, and then you buy one course from one person. You have to buy a second and a third course from other people, and then kind of make it all work yourself, like without any additional support. And we had all been through that. Like, we've all bought these courses and then had to put them together and figure it out on our own, and it's frustrating as all hell. And it's more frustrating because you're wasting money. Like, you're paying good money for certain courses, and then you still have so many questions after you've gone through it. So we wanted to create a platform where you have everything you need in one place, on one page, on one website. And you have community to support you. You have a coach to walk you through it. You have a mentor that you can ask questions via Facebook or that you can video chat with and schedule calls with. We wanted to provide people with the support and the education that we didn't have. Like, if this existed when I started, it would have been so much easier for me as well. But I don't care, because I am where I am now, and I'm really happy that I'm able to do what I do now, like the coaching call that I did earlier. Stuff like that makes me really happy, because I see people on the call that I'm explaining something and they're nodding, or I see their eyes go open wide and they're like, shit, that's actually a really good strategy. And I can see that they're getting excited about implementing it, and I know it's going to make a difference, not only in their mindset, but like in their business. And if I can make a difference for even one person, I'm happy. And that is one of the reasons that I'm so glad that I know these people, that I know the founders, because I know they're good people. I know that everything in the background is checked, because there is so many certain like platforms and course creators, whatever, that will actually scam you from your money and not provide you with the content you need or the support that you need. So yeah, I don't know. I want to say that I'm lucky, but at the same time, I'm not lucky because I made it to where I am today. I am really grateful for all the people that I have in my life that I met along the way, online and in real life. Yeah, I've met a ton of the people that I've been working with online for a long time, and then you meet them in real life, and it's literally like you've known them for 10 years. So funny.
Yeah. You do affiliate marketing.
Partially.
Yeah, so what does it actually mean for those who haven't heard of affiliate marketing before? Some of us have heard there are a few opportunities in online business of how you can be self-employed or how you can work as a digital nomad. But what exactly is an affiliate marketer? What does he do?
Yeah, so there are different types of marketing, and you can mix a lot of different types of marketing together working online. But affiliate marketing is the type where you basically market or promote a certain product or service that is not yours. You're not the owner, so it's a company or someone else that offers the product or service, but you promote it on your blog or on Instagram or on a platform or via email, whatever way. Yeah. And when someone clicks on the link, your affiliate link, and buys the product from said company, you get a percentage of the earnings. So say that a product is $100 and you get 10%. So every time that someone buys through your link, you get $10.
He has to buy this. It's not enough if he just click on this website. If he clicks on the link.
No, it's not. It's not enough. Like, it's definitely something that you want to track. Track how many people click your link and how many people that clicked your link buy, because it's very important to know your statistics. But no, you get a commission once the sale is complete. That is affiliate marketing. Yeah. What you're talking about, I think, or maybe thinking of, is when you advertise on your blog, so people can pay you to advertise. And then I think there's a way where you can charge people per click. Yeah. Something like that. That's not something I do, but I know that exists. Okay. And then there's also a lot of people on Instagram do this, where you're contacted by a brand, or you have a collaboration with a brand, and they ask you to promote a product. Yeah. So make a post or a video.
As influencer, yeah.
About your product. And you, in exchange, either get this product or get a discount, or if you're a brand ambassador, I think there is different rules, because you probably get a certain, it might involve affiliate marketing or an affiliate commission, but usually it's like a one-off. So when I was in Bali, for example, I was invited by a restaurant to come eat there for free in exchange for a post on Instagram. Yeah. And I was contacted by them. So it works both ways. Like, if there is a brand that you would really like to promote, then of course you can contact them and see if you can arrange something. But if you do a good job with your branding and produce good content and stuff like that, brands are going to come to you, because brands nowadays are actually looking for micro influencers. They're looking for people that don't have millions of followers, because they want that targeted specific audience. They know that those people engage a lot more than the audience of people that have a million, because it's too scattered.
So when you started, someone first found you, or you found a brand and then you got something back in exchange? Or what was the first deal you made, if I can call this a deal?
You mean when I started working online, or?
Yeah, when actually, well, not when you started working online. When did you have your first client, your first customer? I mean, it's not a customer is not the exact term I would say, but I mean like the first contact or the first opportunity or the first contact who offered you something like this, like eating in a restaurant for free, posting this on Instagram, something like this. When?
Well, I personally don't focus too much on influencer marketing. So
Yeah.
the influencer part, because I found that it's much more beneficial and I earn a lot more with affiliate marketing. So that was my focus.
Okay.
So actually, the first time that I was approached by a brand was this restaurant when I wasn't even trying. I literally do not focus on influencer marketing because there are certain strategies that you need to put in place to do a good job finding those deals and getting approached by brands. So the fact that they contacted me without me even trying to pursue those strategies was amazing. But I focus mostly on affiliate marketing and coaching in the sense that I am offering the courses and the training to help people create that freedom that I created for myself. So what I'm basically doing is targeting an audience that is in the same boat that I was in when I was working for Apple, when I was feeling really low.
Okay, so you're targeting these people. So you're actually not like, you don't post a picture of yourself drinking a bottle of Valentine's, and if someone clicks on this link, it's not this way. Okay.
Because one of the reasons that I don't do that is because there's very few products. Like, I have been approached by other brands before. I've been approached by a bikini line and stuff like that. But very often the deal will be shit in the sense of you have to buy their product with a small discount. So you're buying a product, you don't know if it's good. You have to trust them. And usually it's like the smaller brands that reach out to you that have just started. And I'm not willing to spend money on something I don't know if I'm going to like and then promise them a post in exchange if I haven't, had the time to use it and actually love it. I am not going to promote stuff I don't believe in. And that, like, those morals, not everyone works that way. Some people will just promote whatever gives them money or free shit. I don't like that. What I'm like, the reason that I'm passionate about what I do is because I actually believe in the products. I believe in the training. I've firsthand seen how it helps people create online businesses and start living, the lifestyle that they wanted to live. I've seen people quit their job thanks to this training and stuff like that. I know that it works.
Yeah.
I love coaching people and helping them do that, so that's why I do that. But yeah, if there is products, like I know people that, for example, message backpacking brands or stuff like that because they really love the brand and they're asking for a collab and stuff like that. People that are actually actively pursuing the influencer niche, which is absolutely fine. I haven't focused on that, but I do plan to start blogging more because I do have a blog, but I've kind of neglected.
What's the name of your blog?
It's called The Wanderpreneur, which is also my brand.
Wanderpreneur. Okay.
Yeah, so wander from wandering.
Wandering. Okay.
Mixed it with entrepreneur, so Wanderpreneur.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
So it's thewanderpreneur.com. But I haven't. So I started it like when I started traveling, I think, but I only have maybe 3 posts on there. And the reason I've had difficulty maintaining it is because I've always been a perfectionist when it comes to writing. And there are certain things that had to break through with my writing procedure to be able to write again. So I'm going to start focusing on that more. And I'm going to start leveraging Pinterest a lot more because Pinterest is so undervalued as a platform. Yeah. And anyone that's doing anything with social media or branding or visually appealing content needs to leverage Pinterest. You need to do it. Yeah. So, yeah, I'm going to...
How does actually Pinterest work?
So Pinterest is basically a visual search engine. It has a different algorithm. It works with a different algorithm than Instagram, for example, but you're able to create visually appealing content. You're able to connect a link to it, and people that search topics that are to do with your content will see your pins.
Mm-hmm.
And then through your pins, they will either, click the link to learn more, or they will go visit your page.
Yeah.
The more people see your content and go to your page, the more traffic you will get to your link.
How do they get to my page?
So they will see your pin.
Yeah.
If you have a website that you want to redirect them to, or a blog post, let's say that you make a pin for a blog post, you will make a visually appealing pin. You will write the title of your blog post on there.
Mm-hmm.
People that search, let's say you make a blog post on Costa Rica, and people search Costa Rica. If you've done your keywords right, then people will see your pin.
Yeah.
They will click your pin, click your link, go to your blog post, which is on your blog. So
the keywords on Pinterest.
Yeah, there is a lot of Pinterest strategies that you need to put in place to really leverage it. But even if you don't do that, Pinterest is generating traffic for you as long as you make it a business business profile. Mm-hmm. It's so worth tapping into, because I think 85% of people on Pinterest buy from Pinterest.
Yeah.
So if
85%. Okay, who are on Pinterest buy on Pinterest? So worldwide, or okay.
Which is insane. That's an insane number.
Yeah.
And it's a majority of women on there, but the male percentage is growing every year.
So like,
but if you're targeting women, with your business or whatever, Pinterest is the place to be.
So people tend to buy more through Pinterest than they do through Facebook. Facebook is known for its advertisements, so it's actually, whenever you open Facebook, it's unavoidable not to see any advertisements.
I'd say so. I don't know Facebook's percentage of how many people buy through it. I think it's definitely smaller, because people use Facebook for different reasons. Yeah. There is so many women, especially, that if they want to find out about something related to lifestyle or clothing or makeup or whatever, or travel, they go to Pinterest.
Yeah.
They don't go to Google, they go to Pinterest because it's prettier.
Yeah.
And also it has links directly to blogs that will give them information. It has links to that's the example. So if a woman is looking for a certain look of makeup, she will go to Pinterest. She will put in like Halloween makeup, zombie, whatever. She will click a link. That link will have affiliate links, like that blog post will have affiliate links to all the makeup she needs, and she will buy them through there.
Yeah.
For example, that type of stuff. Pinterest, if you know how to target, if you know like how to build your brand, it's insane. Like, it's really, really good. And I know people in my circles that are using it since recently, and they've absolutely blown up. They're getting like half a million views per day, like per month on.
Oh, that's amazing! Yeah.
And if you target that correctly and get 500,000 people, or even a percentage of that, to your website, that's amazing traffic. And that's people that are interested in your content, because otherwise they wouldn't have gone to your website.
So your blog is also connected with Pinterest.
Yeah, so I do have a Pinterest page at the moment.
Yeah.
And I am repurposing my Instagram content on there, and I'm gonna write blog posts and also connect those to Pinterest. So I'm gonna create pins and stuff like that. At the moment, I have like 52,000 views or something, but
52,000 views in total, or on a daily basis, or on a monthly basis, annual basis?
I think it's on a monthly basis at the moment.
Really? Oh.
I think it shows on a monthly basis.
52,000, okay. That's amazing. I think there are so many people who blog, but who actually don't know how to get traffic, or who suffer to get traffic, and they stop doing it because they see that, they get no rewards for this, so
blogging is definitely one of those online trades that requires a lot of patience and really good strategy.
Yeah.
And that, like, one of the beauty of it is that this educational platform I'm with, they have separate courses on blog blogging, beginners courses, advanced courses, and courses on Pinterest, beginners courses, advanced courses, and they all integrate. And that's what I mean with, we want it to be like a one-stop shop with platform having all the information you need, instead of needing to buy a Pinterest course from one person and a blogging course from another person, and then having your SEO shit done by someone else. You can all like do it all yourself.
SEO means search engine optimization for Google. So that means like it helps you to be found on Google or on other search machines. Well, I think there are many people nowadays considering to do online business. So many don't have the courage to do this because they are too comfortable with their 9-to-5 job, or they are afraid of taking this risk. So actually, if someone really wants to do this, what needs to be done technically to do this? Like, probably you have to register a business first, or what do you need to do legally?
You actually don't have to do that much. You need to make sure, like, in the beginning, if you're not making money yet, if you're setting everything up, you don't even need to register yet if you haven't decided on the name, right?
Yeah.
If you're just creating, like, content, if you're setting up your social profiles and stuff, you don't have to worry that much about the legal stuff. The only thing you do need to have in place is terms and conditions. Privacy policy, stuff like that.
These are templates that you can generate, terms and conditions and shipping, delivery, whatever. Yeah.
You can get someone on Fiverr to do it for you for a reasonable price.
Yeah.
So those are the things you have to have in place. If there's anything to do with an income, you have to have like an income disclaimer and stuff like that. Once you start making money, you can register a business in whatever country you want.
In which country have you registered your business?
Ireland, because that's where my bank is.
Yeah. Okay. So you still have an Irish bank account, I assume. You have to have.
You know what? I don't know. It doesn't really matter. But I was like, Ireland is where my bank is, and where I'll probably keep my bank until I open another account. So it doesn't really matter. But that's the nitty-gritty stuff. What you really need to do to start, to make a business successful is you need to start, first of all, and you need to educate yourself on what's necessary.
Yeah.
You need to know the first steps, and the main thing you need to work on is your mindset. So if you have been working in a 9-to-5, that employee mindset and getting out of that is going to be your biggest struggle, for sure. Because it's a massive switch to go from working for someone else to working for yourself.
Yeah.
And
how did you convince your parents, for example?
Well, I'd been living away for a very long time. When I started, I didn't even tell them. I didn't tell them until I was successful, actually, because I knew what they were going to say, and I didn't really want to hear it.
Yeah.
So instead of, like having to explain yourself to everyone, show them that you can.
Yeah.
There's always going to be people that don't believe in you, but they're not. A lot of people are doing it from the good of their heart because they don't want you to get hurt.
Yeah.
But, you need to make a decision for yourself. And those other people are also projecting because they feel like they wouldn't be able to do it or whatever. Yeah. And the thing is that if you tell yourself you can't do it, then you can't do it. Yourself that you can, then you're going to do whatever is necessary.
Yeah. Probably you have to be mindful who you're going to tell this, because not everybody will understand. Some people will say, "Oh, you're crazy, you're mad. This is bullshit. How can you do this? How does it work? What will you do on a long-term basis, or how will you ever get back to your job? And don't you think that this is kind of dodgy what you're doing?" So I think you have to be mindful to whom you are going to tell this, because you can tell this to close friends and they will not understand this. And this feedback, I think, can really hurt. Having a feedback from good friends can hurt more than having a feedback from people you don't like. But if you tell this to your parents or to relatives and they don't understand this and telling you, okay, no, don't do this, this is crazy, then people maybe will not do this at the end. But I think it's, as you said, it's like some people don't want to harm you when they telling you that this is not good what you do, or that this that this is insane or this madness, this is not something stable. So therefore, I think, this is my opinion, you should be mindful not whom you're gonna tell this.
No, it's definitely a part of it, but at the same time, telling people what I was planning to do also gave me a lot of insight into who my real friends were. And in the end, what actually is going to make or break you is your own mindset. So as long as you believe in yourself, as long as your mindset is strong and you are adamant that you're going to make this work, it doesn't matter what other people think. But starting out, usually, and I mean, even when you're working online for a long time or an entrepreneur for a long time, mindset is the one thing that's usually the most fragile, and it takes daily fucking work to keep your mindset positive and to be confident and all of that. But as long as you work on that every single day, it doesn't matter what anyone else thinks. It doesn't, but it's easy to be influenced. So yes, if there is a person in your life and their opinion matters a lot to you, you need to prepare yourself or not tell them until you're at a certain stage. But the reason I didn't tell my parents is because I didn't have to, because I was abroad and I was able to do this without telling them. And they actually didn't hold it against me or anything. They were just happy that I was doing well when I told them eventually.
Yeah, I see. You didn't tell them that in the first place because you probably expected a reaction that you won't like. But you told them this at a certain stage and you got probably a feedback you can live with.
Yeah, it's also because they're not really tech savvy when it comes to the online stuff.
Yeah.
So it would have been very hard to explain to
Yeah.
them. But yeah, once you're in it, and I still gave them the basic explanation.
Yeah.
So otherwise it's just confusing for them because they're not social media people. They don't use social media and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So all they want to know is that I'm doing well. But they've always been the type of people. When I was born, I was a refugee. They had to flee their home country, and then they moved to the Netherlands and built an entire life from scratch. And they don't know any better than tell their kids, you need to go to school and get a job because that's the safest option. They don't know differently because they haven't, had their own business. They've never tried. They've never had the opportunity to try because they had to flee a war. So it's not like I can blame them.
Yeah.
And, they're content with their lives right now. They're happy that I'm happy. So it's all good. They don't need to understand in detail what I do. As long as I'm good, they're happy with that.
Yeah, well, if someone tells you he's an engineer, then I wouldn't also understand in detail what this person is actually doing. So, no, but about these things.
Yeah.
So,
unless you want to, you actually learn more and use it yourself. But if I have no intention of being an engineer, then I'm not going to ask for details.
Yeah. So you're now back in the Netherlands for Christmas. So what's your next destination now?
Yeah, I haven't decided. So I'm considering checking out Bulgaria because I've heard that they have their own version of Chiang Mai there in the north.
Where's this? Which place?
I always forget the name.
Yeah.
It's not one of the well-known cities. It's one of the kind of smaller ones, and it's recently become a kind of a digital nomad hub as well. One of my friends that I met in Asia is going to be there in February, so I might go see him for a bit. But other than that, I might go back to Asia and do the countries I haven't done yet.
Yeah.
Also toying with the idea of living in Vietnam for a little while because I really liked Hanoi.
Yeah.
In the north. So yeah, I kind of think I would enjoy being there for a few months, having a little place.
Chiang Mai is not an option for you at the moment, no?
I'm over Chiang Mai.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't people were telling me that I was gonna miss it and I was gonna die to go back there, but I don't know. People are super happy living there. They really are, but it just, I guess I'm a little different still from the typical digital nomad. I don't know, but no, I won't be going back.
So is this actually? Do you think this is a place where you can live forever, or this is just an episode for most of them?
I haven't found that place yet. I haven't found the place where I feel I can live forever. I think with all my travels, I'm secretly looking for that place, but I think for now, I'm happy living in different places for a while and moving
Mm-hmm.
place to place and then traveling a little,
Yeah.
like more often. Like I'll be moving every week or 2 weeks and then settle for a couple of months.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good lifestyle for me. I'm happy doing that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And how is it now being back in your parents' home?
It's actually really nice.
Yeah, it's really nice. Okay.
I was terrified of the cold and, being back. I'm not a super fan of the Netherlands per se. I've lived here long enough and I don't know. It's just, also kind of over it, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm really here to spend time with my family.
Yeah.
And I've been away from them for a long time. So I find being back really, really good. I don't know.
You're not getting annoyed by your parents now?
Not yet.
Okay.
I think probably when I do is going to be the day I book my ticket.
Yeah.
No, not yet, because they've also really missed me. So I think our dynamic is really good at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm really happy enjoying it here. So as long as I do, I'm gonna stick around. And I also, I have a brother, and
Mm-hmm.
he, even though he is like a typical guy, and he won't admit that he missed me,
Mm-hmm.
missed me. So
Yeah.
I want to spend some quality time with him
Yeah.
too.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's 22 now, and I feel like I've been away. I've always been abroad for like such a big part of his life. So when I am home, I really try to make up for it, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Nice. Yeah.
Hard courses, and sometimes it's just information overload, which also makes them quit because they feel like it's too much and they can't do it. But you're not supposed to do it all at once.
Yeah.
What we've implemented a couple of months ago is roadmaps. So we have roadmaps that actually show people different online careers and which courses you should take in which order to get to your goal.
Dajana, I see you are in a rush now. Thank you very much for your time. I really enjoyed it, and I'm looking forward to talking to you soon.
Bye. Talk to you soon. It was nice.
The podcast is over now. Thank you for listening. If you have any feedback, please leave feedback on Facebook. If you would like to know more about Dajana, if you are really interested in her way of life, then you can find her website and her Instagram page in the show notes. Thank you.